You know what I'm singing?
Yeah.
Guess who's Bizak? Back on the block with them hoes. Showing Lord, and we back on them hoes. And you need to relax. Sneezing, coughing, got to go. And this mash is all we know.
That was pretty good, y'all. I ain't mad at that.
What's good, y'all, man? Listen, hold the applause, because what time is it? Showtime.
With Lord.
And we back at it, man. I missed you, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
How you been? How's it hanging?
Man, things have been going the way that they have, during this whole thing. Luckily I've been essential working, so I've been working.
Essentially chilling my ass off.
For real? So you took the unemployment route?
Well, I was chilling. There was a few things going on. I was able to grab a few dollars here, a few dollars there, had a few dollars saved a few dollars up. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the come up. You know what I'm saying? Man. But
it's been real for me because it's been essential working. So like I couldn't do unemployment, so I couldn't file for it, but I had to work the way that I was working, and then with me working, it lowered my schedule, I had more time to spend with the kids.
Yeah, it was nice. Everybody got some essential time in with their family.
Facts.
I do events, so I couldn't really ain't no damn event.
I seen you spinning.
I was on the back of a truck. I was getting it in, you know what I'm saying, spinning records, getting my kid Capri. But
if y'all are a fan of the house music too, make sure y'all follow Lord on Instagram. If you love hip hop, make sure y'all follow him. Y'all seen Bay. Y'all know
you already know who we is.
Man,
we come through one time for the one time.
That's for only the main, let's say 300 people that watch us religiously. And we appreciate every single one of y'all.
We need you.
And I remember getting yelled at.
What I do?
I remember getting yelled at in one of the comments. They was like, "Yo, what's up with this once or twice a month?" We was doing old shit. Like we
was. You
was
know
in
what I'm
the
saying?
Like
we had stuff, and then we hadn't linked up for a while. So we definitely gonna try to hit y'all with some more content. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, I think we should start it off with a little bit of let's start it off on a light note because it's so dark right now. You know what I'm saying? I think we should probably compile a list of like our top 5 favorite comedy movies, right?
Okay.
And then let's blend in a little bit like of the ones like because we know that the main Coming to America and all of them. Let's name some joints that it's like a cult classic.
Yeah,
you know
some joints that like people might know but not know.
Right.
Maybe a little slept on. You know what I'm saying?
Really know, you know. Right. You know what I'm saying? And,
I'm with you.
All right. But well, I mean, I figured I'd just start mine off. I gotta go with one of my personal favorites. You know what I'm saying? I think one of my personal favorites is going to have to be Dodgeball. Dodgeball is it's up there for me, like because of the fact that it was so random. It was Vince Vaughn and like Ben Stiller like at the peak of like comedy. Then it was like the way that it was. I kind of blend that into my cult classic and also like main comedies because it didn't do that crazy.
It wasn't it, but it was definitely a classic and people talk about it to this day. Definitely.
Right. Allow me to introduce you to my team. Blade, Laser, Blazer, like yo, you know what I mean? Like and then they threw the stigma in there, and it's because of that movie I also got afraid of all Girl Scouts.
Oh yeah,
because I remember that. They came in, the music was playing,
I was like what?
And they was cooking. All right, it was definitely cooking. But yeah, I think Dodgeball. I think I'll start it off with that, man. What's a good one that's like top 5, but it ain't number 1.
I definitely say Pineapple Express, bro. I remember and this is before I even partook in any extracurricular activity. But I went to go see it with Barb.
Yeah, man, I remember the Barb. Shout out to Barb.
We used to work at the movie theater, right down on or not Columbus Boulevard, Delaware Ave. Delaware Ave. Down Delaware Ave, the movie theater down there in Philly. And I remember me and her, we went to go see that joint. We was probably it was still in high school because it came out like 08-ish. Maybe or like right fresh out. It might have been that summer.
Yeah, it was my freshman year of college.
Cracking the fuck Dog, man. And like, when you come in on the movie, when Seth Rogen come in and fucking James Franco watching 227, like, it's like, why is you watching 227, my nigga?
Yo, is that Judd Apatow?
Yeah,
that was peak.
It was classic. It was classic. Then when they're in the forest, they sitting there and he's just like, man, they can find us. Like, how? He's like, they could, like, triangulate our phones. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, they got different things they could use. They could use a heat-seeking missile. He said foxes. I was like,
tiny squirrels.
He's like, what, nigga?
Wait, what?
That was my shit, yo.
That part, and then my favorite part was when they shot the boy in the chair.
The joint when he's sitting there and remember Craig Robinson's in it, and he come in and he's tied up to the chair. He asking him what happened. He was like, Craig, you gonna come in here shoot me? He said, you got on British Knights. I ain't seen those since '86.
Come on, dog.
Yo, them Jones was funny as shit. If you don't know what British Knights are,
they are.
You Google them shit. They was the first Shaqs. For real. British Knights was definitely the first Shaq.
Right after that was the Reebok Classics. Like, if you had Reebok Classics, you was like, ah. Mm-hmm. But when you saw them British Knights, it was a
them Jones was softer than a boot. It was softer than a mug. Them Jones was buttered rolls.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to I'm gonna change the tone. For my number 4, I'm gonna have to go with Next Friday. See, because you know what I'm saying? Friday was classic. Friday is a classic. It's in its own right. It's not even considered a hood classic to me. It's just what you're supposed to watch when you were growing up. Like that's what it was, and it had a lot of cussing in it, so you weren't supposed to watch those movies. But when you was old enough to watch them, you got mad.
My grandma, we was watching Friday and Next Friday. They was the Jones, bro.
But Next Friday, to me, it had a lot to follow after that, because you had Mike Epps, who was coming in for the role. Let's not forget, if it was Mike Epps,
really helped carry that joint, yo.
Bruh,
remember that was also one of the first times you saw on the big screen Michael Blackston.
Yeah.
I can't get jiggy with this
shit.
Yo.
You had but it's so many memes.
Uncle Leroy.
Come on, dog. It was so many memes that came from that joke. I gotta live here, and you don't.
He said, you play for one of those basketball teams? Yeah, the Cucamonga Cracker
Killers. He said, well, I hope those Cucamonga Cracker Killers are coming into the cheddar, because you about to get kicked out. That wasn't Michael Rappaport. That wasn't Michael Rappaport.
No,
was that Michael Rappaport? No. It's
it might not have been. But
that was Michael Rappaport, dog.
I was thinking, that might have been Michael Rappaport.
Might have been Michael Rappaport, man. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was good. But you're right. Next Friday is classic.
Yes.
So, and I ain't gonna lie, even though I didn't put it on my joint, Friday After Next is a classic too.
It is.
Because Cat Williams.
It's considered a Christmas movie, though.
Yeah, it is, but it's still
it's fire. Don't get it twisted. They put on.
Wasn't that Ricky Smiley still in Day-Day?
Yup. He was
First of all, ain't nobody wearing what was it? Dada. That's what it was. Was that Kevin Garnett?
Dada.
It wasn't Kevin Garnett, John, was it?
Dada.
Wasn't it Kevin Garnett, John?
Who?
Dada.
No, I thought it was Chris Webber.
Chris Webber. That was terrible. Yep. That was like Michael Jordan jeans.
It was so bad.
Them Jones was
trash. So bad.
Trash.
Oh, man. I'm literally
Michael Jordan really tried to make casual clothes, and I won't never let that go.
Never, no. I mean, was it as bad as the Game and the 310 shoes?
I think they were equivalent. I think Dada, the Hurricanes, and Michael Jordan jeans all sit on the same level of terrible.
It was Michael Rappaport. All right, cool.
See, niggas know. Go off your intuition. If your gut tell you something, listen to that.
Yeah, my brain works, man.
Listen to that.
I'm also coming up with a crazy idea too. We need to come up with a game show just about pop culture.
Okay.
And main things because I think I'm fucking Rain Man.
Oh man, oh no.
But you know we're not saying that. Side note. All right, so number 4 for you. What we got?
All right, so I'm gonna have to go with. I have to go with Harlem Nights. I mean, I would usually normally put this a little bit up further on my list, but it is what it is. Classics is classics. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I never thought of that. Did you? Okay.
So did you see the joke that they was talking about Meg Thee Stallion.
Yes.
And Tory Lanez shot my pinky toe. That's the movie it's from, guys.
Yeah,
Harlem Nights.
If you don't know nothing about Della Reese, you just gotta go back and do a little research, find out who the classics and the legends is.
We already talked about Eddie Murphy movies and how.
And we went in. But y'all should know.
If you don't know, you need to know, and if you know, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cross that off my list. That was my number 3.
But you know that's a classic.
It is a very much of a classic, bro. So for my number 3, I had Harlem Nights as well. But that's your number 4. So what do you think is better than Harlem Nights?
See, I'm not doing this. Not better. I'm just running them.
Okay.
But another one I got on here is and it's funny because we just watched this thing, but it's still classic. When he Rush Hour 2, yo, that's my shit. What's the joint when he is it cheap suits? Cheap as hell.
Cheap suits.
Cheap suits. How cheap?
Lady, put the blade down and the bird.
Let the birds go. I like my birds dead and deep fried. You ever heard of Popeye?
Yo. Chris Rock was on one, yo. And then I feel like they raised the stakes on Rush Hour 2.
Oh, definitely.
Because the bamboo scene.
It was crazy. And that was the beginning of the movie.
Bruh.
What was the joint? She said, move aside, Kobe. Kobe. That was my shit. And one of my favorite parts is when they in the police station after they had to go back naked. And so they in the room and Chris Tucker mad at Jackie.
Yep.
And he was just like, you don't like to have no fun, Lee? He's like, when the last time you went on a date, huh, Lee?
When's the last time you played Hide the Rainbow Road?
He said, let's hear it, huh? The year of the rat. He said, I won't pay a day. He said, I don't understand you because I don't even understand what you said right there.
He said, who's dead? You. Detective you?
No, not you. You. He said, me?
No, not me. You. Anyway. Yo, Rush Hour 2 definitely, it goes up there, man. It goes up there.
Oh, what my joint, one of my favorite parts. When he's sitting there and he on the boat with the bad joint, her name's not. What is her name? Her name is Isabel.
Is it Eva?
Well, no. Her Rosalind Sanchez.
Rosalind Sanchez.
Because I figured that out after I saw it. I was like, they really look good. But no, and he was just talking about like how he's acting like it was his yacht, and he was like, my yacht is your yacht. Anything you want? He said champagne, caviar. He was just like, this is your yacht. Yeah. He's like, yeah. What's the name of your yacht? The SS Mineral Johnson.
SS Mineral Johnson.
He said the name on the back said the Red Dragon. The Red Dragon.
Red Dragon. I
thought that's why my key didn't work. Yo, he said, all these jobs look the same. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So switching up the gears.
That's my shit.
Switching up the gears for my number 2, and I fought for this, and we watched this last time too. Last time we came through. My number 2, dog. It has to be The Other Guys. I know it was critically acclaimed. Like it got good reviews, and a lot of people love that movie. But I love that movie for so many other reasons. You saw The Rock before he was like
huge,
way before like this Rock that we're seeing right now. Nothing. Okay, that was nothing. Rock only had Walking Tall and The Rundown under his resume until the other guys.
The Rundown.
Oh my god, The Rundown was fire. All right, Rock has actually put out really good.
He has put out solid movies.
Yeah, but you had Samuel L. Jackson who was in the joint, and he was comic relief. He said, "Hey, if I wanted you to talk, I shove my hand up your ass and use your mouth like a puppet." You hear me?
Hilarious.
You hear me?
Fucking hilarious.
But to me, hands down, the best scene in that movie is when Mark Wahlberg walks out the office and comes back in the office and says, "You know what? I was just about to talk bad about you to 2 other detectives. But my father told me any man who talks about another man behind his back is a coward. That's really good. That's noble of you. So I'm going to say it to your face. No, please don't do that." And then he proceeded to then belittle him. He said, "I think you're a fake cop. The sound of your piss hitting the urinal, it sounds feminine. If I were a lion and you were a tuna, I would go out of my habitat and freaking eat you." And when Will Ferrell proceeded to break down the lion not even being the purpose for even getting to the water, he said, he said, "No, now that you've come to our habitat, we like the taste of lion now. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna go get some lion. Mm-hmm. Did that go the way you planned? Mm-hmm. Nope. It's like, it's like that comedy level, and to me, that is by far my favorite Will Ferrell movie. Lord knows how I am about Will Ferrell movies. I'm not a hater of it. It's just some of them is like,
back and forth.
It's back and forth. But for me, that was the good middle, and Mark Wahlberg helped that situation because he was more of the extreme. Mm-hmm. Like he loves you very much, Francine. It's like, oh my God, yo, I'm talking
that
about
shit was funny.
Gut busting. What you got for number 2?
Superbad.
I'll allow it. He said,
"Hey you, McMuffin, you're not so bad without your cop friends now."
No,
was fucking dead, yo.
No, what's the joy? He's like, you're not supposed to park in the teacher's parking lot. He said, I'm a senior now. They should be sucking my balls. Little shit like that.
Yo,
man.
that was my shit.
Superbad.
When the girl, he said, "Oh, she period on my leg too." We're blood brothers.
This is gold. This is coming. This is.
And that was like one of my introductions. I saw Anchorman way before I understood what was going on, mm-hmm. and then I saw Superbad and I got it, and then when I saw Anchorman again, I fully understood. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I get this type of comedy.
Yeah, it's like
it's that dry wit, says like sarcasm too, like sad,
meta. It's kind of meta. Even like you could see yourself in this situation mm-hmm. and how would this react. Mm-hmm. I mean, 40-year-old version runs along the same lines of that, where it's like
definitely
like you can see the premise, and I'm telling you, I just maybe it was how those movies were shot. Mm-hmm. Like it puts you in the moment, like, you know what I'm saying? It made you there. Like we weren't McLovin, but we all had a friend that was like
that was McLovin. Yeah,
like
you come with a fucking Hawaiian idea.
Like you got that one dude who's just a straight cornball, but he's with the team.
But you fuck with him.
Yes, and not to mention he be the savior and stuff like, cause didn't he what did he ended up doing? He ended up getting some. He's like, what are you doing, McLovin? She's a minor.
Mm-hmm. So was he.
So was he. He's like, I'm sorry, I blocked your.
Yo, that's why I said it.
Yeah,
because it's a classic. It was definitely like a cult classic, and I think it definitely got played in the movie theaters when it came out. But I think after it came out, it really started to settle in like that. It was like a cult classic.
I'm with you. Yeah. I like that, man.
What you got?
For my number 1, my numero uno go-to comedy. It don't matter what time of day it is. It don't matter where it's on, what channel it's on. Okay. Even if it's on TNT, I will watch it. Mm-hmm. Life. When you put Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence and a whole cast of all of their peers.
Classic.
Miguel Nunez, Guy Torry, Anthony Anderson, Bernie Mac.
The rest in peace to the GOAT.
The GOAT, man.
GOAT James.
Come on, man. And then like you had randomly Rick James is in the movie.
Rick James
like
is definitely in the movie.
He was like, "Do you know who Spanky Johnson is?" Spanky Johnson? No, I do not know who that is at all. Like, I'm sorry. And then to me, and it kind of has that same thing with Harlem Nights. And I think Dolomite Is My Name gives me that thing. I love a good comedy timepiece. Mm-hmm. And that would definitely. Especially being a black man. Mm-hmm. Like, we know in most period pieces, we were not on the top of never have we ever been on the top of the totem pole. Mm-hmm. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, for them to give us that aspect and still to find comedy in that. And then, like, I looked at the overall layer of it too. Like, this movie was a comedy, but they were in jail their whole life.
That's true.
That was the premise of life. It was. It wasn't about the meaning of life. They spent all of the things that they could have did. This was their life. Their joy. The thing about trying to escape. There was one that was a dreamer. Then there was one that was so realistic. And then at the end of the day, they still was tight. Like, you was still my boy. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I plan on going out the way that Ray and Claude went out. You know what I'm saying? Me and you just at a baseball game had no idea what's going on. Just old and
probably don't even know we at the game.
No, just like, oh, there's Showtime and Lord. It was like,
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
How do we get here?
You drove.
Why they hold? I think to me, life is like number one for me. But before we get into that, because I'm going to leave the pressure all on you, you got to bring it on home with the best comedy movie, in your opinion. You can't top Life.
How you going to do that to me, child?
But, just so we can switch the gears a little bit, give me a cult classic or a movie that's not really critically acclaimed. It's more like you love to watch it, but you know it doesn't get that recognition that it does. And
I got a few of those. I'll give you one definitely.
Go ahead.
Money Talks.
Money Talks. Let's talk about it.
First of all, just the opening scene when he in the car singing Barry White.
My everything.
Right. He said they couldn't have made two. They couldn't have made two.
He even used it as the toast in the movie. This was Chris Tucker at his real, like, it was really the peak. And to me, I honestly feel like Money Talks doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. Because it was Chris Tucker. It wasn't no Chris Tucker and it was just Chris Tucker. But Charlie Sheen was the straight man.
Nobody was worried about Charlie Sheen because he wasn't a good actor.
But he was funny in that joint. He's like, oh, it's like a G-Dog on a fly tip.
Yeah.
Give some hoes. What the does that mean? He was good. He was good. The mom, oh my God, the mom, he was like, he was my first. He was my last. He was my everything.
She said, isn't that Barry White?
Like, yo, she was lit.
Shit. What was my joint? My part was when he got to the party and he was just like, what's your name? Victor Mon. Oh, first of all, when they got to his crib and he was changing, he was just like, he said, this tub clean?
Clean tub?
He said, what's your name?
You dirty white boy.
Victor Mon Jr.
He's Victor Mon.
He said, oh, so you Diane Carroll and Victor Mon.
He said
forget about it.
And you have Italiano. Okay.
Forget about it. He said, so you see any of the guys? Oh, you know, I be hanging out with, Frank Sinatra Jr., Sammy Davis Jr.
He said we all hang out at the same time.
Oh man.
For me, and that's a really good one. I think one of my personal favorite, and people hate it, like they absolutely do not like it, and I get it, but I personally like The Love Guru.
Oh, that shit was hilarious. First of all, Mike Myers does no wrong in my eyes. I'm just saying.
Listen, Austin Powers was all his great movies, but to me, The Love Guru was different for me because it was back to back comedic things. A lot of people, it was like he was just throwing stuff at a dartboard, and a lot of stuff was sticking for me. But to me, the wild card in it was the commentators, Jim Gaffigan.
Oh my God! And it was the dude from Steve Colbert. That's my man.
So he goes. So them alone
were fucking it.
He said, so Roanoke's out for 2 games. that means he's out for games 2 and 3. He could come back to 4, but we don't know if we're going to game 5. Games 2, 3, out he could pretend to play the game, but he cannot actually play the game that we're watching, which is after this game, because we're in game 1.
Yo, he was drunk.
And I'm telling you,
that's my shit, yo.
I cry every time.
Yo, it's funny as shit, yo. They're hilarious, yo.
Alright,
another one,
because I think I got my number one, because Money Talks is up there, but.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go, Blue Street. First of all, one of the early appearances of Dave Chappelle.
What?
Okay.
What? Yes.
Oh man, and Martin was still on a beam. He said when he got to the chick crib, he was just like, "Then what happened when I left? You was plickety." Then when I came out, you like,
no man, Dave Chappelle was like, "Hey, this dude Miles owed me $50,000. I thought it was $20,000. Well, maybe it's 50 now. And if he don't give me my money, I'm talking."
He said, "I wouldn't my cut."
Yo, or the joint, he's like, "Well, I got these hot pizzas over here, but
You know
I don't want to leave with shabu over there.
So, Mr. Officer, got your pizza. And then my part was when he was out and like, so it was when he, remember what, Luke Wilson is also in that movie.
Yeah.
So remember when they go on the first joint and they go into the shop where the rims
yep.
And he was talking to the dude. He said, "Come here, let me see." He said, "Now look, so you see this size?"
He said, "You like cold cuts."
He said, "It's gonna be a footprint of this on the back of your head." He said, "And you should stop eating cold cuts. Seep it through your pores. Seep it through your pores." That was my shit, dog. And my grandma had all of the classic black movies on tape.
Yeah,
so me and my grandma,
like VHS tapes, Blockbuster. When Blockbuster was popping, bro. No,
I had the bootlegs.
No,
the bootleg.
For me was when they had the chip cable. Ooh. When you had the broken cable box.
Talk about it.
So like next Friday played all day long. Remember, it was like if it was pay-per-view, it would play all day long, so you could catch it any time that it came on because you paid for it. But next Friday was on there. It was a few of them. Like I watched like Van Wilder. Van Wilder is to me is a classic for me. But I think my number one like cult classic that nobody talks about, and I mean like I don't see not a lot. Nobody really talks about it. It's gotta be All About the Benjamins.
Oh yes.
All about. Literally, it was the same premise of Bad Boys, and I think that was the stigma that they had with most of those movies that was coming out at that time. You had a comedian, it was a comedian and a thug. They was kind of like, all right, well, this is kind of Bad Boys, but it's more funny because this guy actually does a lot of comedy, and not to mention. You see Mike Epps and Ice Cube already do Friday.
So you already used to
the
them
chemistry
together.
Is already there. You would think they filmed Next Friday and All About the Benjamins within like the same couple of weeks.
Because it just felt right together, yo. That was my jam.
You'll
diamonds. Never find.
Yo.
Boom.
Look.
A hairline like that was the best.
I'm telling you, Lord. To me, if it had not been for All About the Benjamins. And that 5-minute scene alone of Mike Epps just roasting this dude. Like that to me let me know that is how I can get into this. So like I'm telling you with the snaps, like with the quips, like when niggas was joking on people.
They was bitten.
Listen, high school.
Mike Epps was
Mike ain't play said look like you got a leather wig on your head. He said,
Yo, Mike Epps funny as shit.
Yo, he said, no, what's the joke when he twisted the jaw? Say something. Shut the fuck.
Yo, that was funny.
Yeah, and to me, like, and for that, like, that plays a part in me growing up. Like, that lets me know that there's dudes out like Mike Epps could roast with the best of them. You know what I'm saying?
No. I agree with you on that one.
You know Bow Wow was in that movie?
Bow Wow was in that movie. He was a little young boy. With Ice Cube.
Yep.
All
right, go ahead. Then I'm gonna double down on it because All About the Benjamins there, and then I got another one too. You got Double Take. That was another. That's what I'm saying. All of these movies that I've named are mainly buddy cop or like friends coming up. Like the Superbad. It works that way.
It does.
So for Double Take for me, they put 2 comedians in a high stakes situation.
And Orlando Jones isn't even really a comedian, but he can definitely be funny.
He was doing the 7-Up commercials. I thought
Them Jones was funny.
They was hilarious. Like and then he was also he wasn't in Joanna Man.
No, he was in Drumline. But
Drumline.
He wasn't funny.
No, he wasn't funny in that.
One band,
one sound. But yeah, that was like the first time I seen Orlando Jones be
like serious.
But in Double Take, it was a blend of both.
It was definitely a blend.
Cause he was supposed to be the straight man, like the straight guy that's like, you know, like by the books, I judge the bourgeois. You know,
he definitely was.
Then he run into Freddie Tiffany.
Internationally known, I might add. He said, "In bitch in, get your bitch ass back in the bag." That shit had me cracking the fuck. Eddie Griffin is boy, yo. That was definitely classic. What was it? He said, "I got your suit that caresses me so well." He said, yo, what did he say?
He said, yo, Bulgarian watch.
Yo, Bulgarian watch. He said, a stack full of money that you said was how much? 5 G's? In less than, how much, baby? 5 minutes?
Or no, and the dog, when he was like, he said, come on, baby, you gotta speak French, so go ahead and speak some French. That's yo,
what she did.
Double Take to me was like, it's a classic in its own right, because like it had its moments. Oh man, Fancy was in that joint.
Fancy was in that joint.
Like, so if y'all haven't seen Double Take, it's gonna be kind of hard to find it. I think like you should probably find it.
You gotta.
It's like it's one of those.
You got Voodoo.
You definitely had to voodoo that. Like,
or Amazon, you could probably like rent it on Amazon Prime.
Something, rent it like yeah.
I got another one for you.
Go ahead.
Undercover Brother.
Ooh, another showing of Dave Chappelle.
He was with yo.
It seems like we about to give Dave Chappelle his flowers.
We need to, because the nigga's a goat.
He
is the goat.
He is the goat.
I'm just saying he's the goat.
I'm with you.
But Undercover Brother, he said when he was driving the Cadillac with the orange big goat in his
with
head,
the big goat, and he was spinning that joint,
spinning around, and then he parked, and then the bird, he said, "Bird gonna shit on my car. I'ma make Peking pigeon out of you."
Yo, or
he said, "You not looking for undercover lover? You must be here for undercover brother."
No,
that
Dave
was my
Chappelle
shit.
as conspiracy brother. Dog.
Oh my god!
He was like, hi, like the white man wants to keep us. Hi, like the blood pressure they try to get a black man with all this shit.
He said, "You smell?"
It's like hi, like they want to keep us.
You smell weed on me?
Yo.
What was my joint? He was just like, he said, "How did the white boy get promoted? And I've been doing this shit for years." He was like, what he said? He said, "I have nothing." He said, "I sleep on a pissy mattress. I borrow money for my weed." He said, "Nobody helps me."
It's like,
that was my shit, yo.
So,
Undercover Brother is classic.
Undercover Brother is a classic.
Don't let nobody tell you different.
So,
don't be a sucker.
Now it is time. What is your number one?
Alright, I'm going to say this as a precursor. Because I'm thinking, going through stuff, and blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying...
No matter what time it comes on.
I'm not saying that I think this is the funniest movie ever. But I will say that there is no time and point in which I don't watch this movie, and this nigga, in particular, don't have me cracking up. But I'm going to say Bad Boys 2, yo.
Really?
Only because of Martin.
It was, you know what?
He said, "This is a very feng shui." How you say it, Mike? Feng shui? What's a feng shui? Feng shui. Feng shui. You have a very feng shui home.
You know,
he said, "Baby, you should see this sexy shit."
You know, this is a nice fucking fish. Big fucking eyes. But a nice fucking fish. Bruh, like
he
that.
Said, cover her titties. So white boy get up there.
Yo,
he said,
was,
what I'm going to do with some dead titties?
If you tell my wife, I kill you. Yo, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it is up there because like
I'm not gonna lie, and I will argue with this. Bad Boys 2 is easily what we just watched. Obviously, Bad Boys is funnier than Rush Hour from what they say. That's from what niggas was saying. Black Blasphemy.
Shout out to Arcade Tokens.
But Bad Boys is by far definitely the funniest Bad Boys movie. Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2.
It's definitely the funniest Bad Boys movie.
Absolutely.
And the next is the first one, and the third one is last.
Yeah.
But Bad Boys 2 was just...
It was gold.
It was gold.
Not to mention, it was comedy. Then it was action.
It was great action. And Michael Bay.
Yeah, cause even stuff that was happening in the high pitched car scene when the cars was flying down the road, he was like, "Yo, you see that?"
He said, "They throwing cars. How can I
not see that?"
He said,
He said
that motherfucker almost crushed my head.
I think I done just got
pissed off. Yo, that was my shit, yo. My joint was, he was just like, remember when I said I saw Sid in New York?
Yeah.
We had dinner.
Right.
And
she had fish.
I had the group.
I had chicken.
I had chicken. That was what I had. It was the group. It was the group.
I said, Sid. Yo, and then cause then even if you don't, because then you be like, oh well, it was Will and Martin. No, remember the part where where Johnny Tapia killed his right hand man. He's like, bow. He's like, oh Johnny, what happened to
He said, Mama, I don't know.
He killed himself.
Right. He said, make sure you send this mama for some flowers. I will, Mama. I will. Some of the And then the joint where and niggas don't even be peeping at this shit funny, but when they go into the crib and he said, who is this? He said, I'm the devil. The devil is not welcome here.
You got the nerve to call yourself the devil in another man's house.
Yo, oh man.
Yo, you never cease to amaze me, yo.
This and they ain't even all the parts. It's funny as shit. When they go in and see Cat, he said, you guys are like gnats at a cookout.
No, he said ticks. Little
ticks. He said, he said, Woosah kept the fuck the Woosah. Did you just call me a tick? He said, so what happened? I was at a family ball.
Cat, what you don't understand
is that I was at a family barbecue.
Yo,
son.
Yo, I'm with you, man.
I'm just saying, like I said, I ain't saying it's the funniest thing ever. I'm just saying
every time
there ain't no time I watch that joint and I do not laugh throughout the movie. For real. That's my shit.
Man, listen, I think that was a great wrap up. That was a great way of putting all that together. I do like the fact that most of our favorite movies blend on comedic duos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I feel as though that we could be that. You know what I'm saying? We aspire to do that, and if not, we were gonna sit here and talk shit about the people that are that good
until I die.
Until we die. You know what I'm saying?
Until I die.
We may not be the goats, but damn it, we will remain underneath one.
You know what?
You see what I did there? That was because.
Under the goat. Oh, because Michael Jordan.
See,
I was lost,
I'm throwing them at you, and you're missing it. It's a hole in your glove. Listen.
It's alright, man. Gotta keep your eye on the ball.
As always, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe the video. We appreciate every single view. We appreciate the love. I even appreciate the foot in act. This one here is for y'all. This one here is for y'all. Y'all want more, and I'm gonna come back with some more.
I'm gonna hit you in the head with this joint.
Listen, because guess what? We back.
And the infamous words of Chris Tucker. Tell your friends about me.
And like that, we gone. It's showtime.
With Lord.